And we say a cheery good morning to Van Connor, our resident film critic, who's with us ahead of what looks to be a great weekend to be in or out. If you want to be in the darkness, watching a film, which, let's be honest, why wouldn't you? After you maybe get a few rays, then catch a film. This is the way to live, I think. Van?
Yo, good morning to you as well, Jerome. And you know what? I've got a perfectly themed one for like good weather this week, and one that is quite indoorsy. So you've got a bit of both this week. So we'll talk about The Assessment first, which is one that's on Prime Video now. And this is Himesh Patel from the Richard Curtis movie Yesterday, and Alicia Vikander and Elizabeth Olsen.
I loved that film yesterday. Underrated, in my opinion. Not talked about enough.
Yeah, I think it's one I need to revisit. Actually, I had some moments that I quite like the John Lennon at the end. But this is Patel opposite Elizabeth Olsen as his on-screen wife, and they are in a sort of Black Mirror-like future society in which, before a couple are allowed to conceive and have a child and become parents, they have to have a government test first to ensure that they're, worthy of introducing new life into society. Hence the assessment of the title, and this is delivered by Alicia Vikander, who arrives at their door and puts them through a barrage of, psychologically torturing exercises designed to push them to their limits as potential parents. Have a listen. This is like really Black Mirror stuff.
Your visitor has arrived.
I'm Virginia, your assessor. Over the next 7 days, you'll undergo close observation and formal testing to ascertain suitability for parenting. I want to get to know the real you.
Is that a good idea?
Yes.
I was joking.
Assessment is a rigorous process. It'll do. With a high threshold for success.
Oh, Virginia.
Oh my God. I need to assess all aspects of your relationship.
How's assessment going so far?
It's a nightmare.
Like Black Mirror, it feels like spookily, like you could see it kind of just about happening.
It's one of those things, isn't it? It plays like Ex Machina meets Splice. And if you like either of those two movies, definitely see this. And as I say, for Black Mirror fans as well, this would just be a nice sort of addendum to the most recent batch of episodes. Great performances all around, but this is really Alicia Vikander's show. And I've been kind of let down by Alicia Vikander in the last sort of 5 or so years. It feels like the star was really on the rise, and then Tomb Raider didn't quite work out for her, and the movies just haven't been there for her since. So we've kind of been let down on the side there. And this is a nice sort of like, cool, slick, sexy project that she's great in again, and really shows off the Ex Machina comparison, not exactly remiss, given that starred Alicia Vikander. This is just an absolute barnstormer, really worth seeing. Even bits of Gattaca in there at times as well.
So better than just watchable then?
Oh, much better than just watchable. I really enjoyed this.
Great stuff. I've got that one written down. That'll do me for tomorrow night. What else have you got?
So one that is in cinemas this weekend, and I wanted to see this based on concept alone, like concept plus star, like that worked on me with this one, because it's Nicolas Cage's new movie, and it's called The Surfer. And in it, Nicolas Cage is a sort of desperate middle-aged father whose family are fractured. He's trying to bring them back together, and in order to do this, he is attempting to purchase a very sentimental home from he and his wife's past on the Gold Coast in Australia that he thinks will bring them all together. However, no sooner has he arrived to purchase this home than he is confronted by locals on the beach who tell him, no, this is a local spot for locals only. And they are very, very intimidating about how they go about enforcing that. So this is Nicolas Cage having to turn to local law enforcement to try and reclaim his stolen surfboard, for instance. So this is very minor compared to how this movie gets.
Mate, I think you've been out in the sun too long.
They took it from me last night. Threatened me with a broken bottle.
Why don't you take a drink of water?
I don't want anything from you. I want my board.
So you're saying they took this from you last night?
Was I not clear?
Well, it's just the problem is, and I can tell you myself, that old board's been up there for as long as I can remember. How long?
I reckon we put it up there maybe 7 summers back now. She's a beaut, isn't she? I guess it's like a talisman for us.
Sir, it is is in your best interest to get back up to the car park and wait for me by your vehicle.
I can't tell if that's good or not from from that clip.
This is actually great. I mean, this is Nicolas Cage doing that fun, twitchy, psychological thriller mode that he does quite well. If you saw Pig in 2021, that was like the last great Nicolas Cage movie. This is certainly his best work since that. And although not as as artistically great as Pig was, this may actually be more fun for a lot of people. Weirdly, it takes turns that you don't quite see coming. It's got Nicolas Cage genuinely trying, incidentally. It's got an incredible and very unique aesthetic that gives it this sort of 1970s kind of animated tinge as well. Okay. Something to do with the use of the Gold Coast. And the style of it is really twisted and weird, and it's from the director of a film called Vivarium a few years ago with Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots. That was very cool and creepy and weird as well, and this follows in similar footsteps. But it goes into areas that you don't really see it sort of taking, and even takes a better swipe at sort of the Andrew Tate subculture than arguably Adolescence did recently.
Okay, interesting. Listen, I'm very happy for you that actors that have been letting you down for years have come back to deliver for you, Van.
Do you know, it's always nice. It's like being a pro athlete fan. You know what I mean? They all have a bad season. Sometimes.
That's true, but if they can come back and deliver again and let you remember, the good times, then happy days.
Sometimes they come back and win the Super Bowl. It just happens.
Correct. Great to talk to you as always. Have a fantastic weekend, and thanks for 2 bits of good advice to go and watch movies or stay at home and watch them. Great to have you on again, Van.
Till next time, John.